She looks comfy. So I'm Tamal, everybody. This is Hallie. We're going to do an hour vinyasa session. If you don't have 2 blocks like Hallie does, she has 1 block on the medium side, the long way, resting against the bottom tip of her shoulder blades and scapulas, and then 1 block on the medium side underneath her head. You can always just lay on your back with your feet together and your knees dropped open like a normal Supta Baddha Konasana, normal Shavasana in butterfly. Otherwise, we'll close our eyes and begin the process of slowing everything down. There's no rush. It's very tropical here in Wilmington today. So I'll be sweating, Hallie, you'll be sweating. You'll be sweating watching us. Starting to find your breath. And what that means is we tend to take our breathing for granted because it's automatic. So quality breathing means that we're aware of the inhales and exhales versus it being a mindless action or activity. And once you find your breath, bring it under your control. Make it rhythmic. Make it important. And then look to fill your belly and the ribs, then the chest. And as you exhale, let the chest go in, the ribs, and then the belly. And keep that going. So it starts abdominal, then it goes intercostal, then it goes to the clavicular area, and then it goes in the reversed order from there. Taking full advantage of these moments to oxygenate yourself. And this is what we're going to be doing for the whole hour, is just laying on our backs. Wouldn't that be great? Just take a big inhale through your nose and then hold your breath at the very top. And then out of your mouth. Again, inhale deeply through the nose. Hold it at the peak. And then let it go. Go back to breathing through the nose. Make your breath sound like you're fogging a mirror with your mouth shut. Find the audible ujjayi. Now, you're going to start to extend your legs forward, whether you're on blocks or not on blocks. And very smoothly, you're going to roll over to one side. Try not to jar yourself. Do it casually. If you have blocks, you can move them to the side. If you don't have blocks, you don't have to do anything. And then you'll come up to seated. Once you're at seated, have your legs crossed in Sukhasana, easy pose. Plant the palms on top of the knees. Take an inhale, lift your chest, let the elbows bend. Then as you exhale, lean back, let your arms straighten out. Then inhale, lift the chest, lift the head, elbows bend. Then exhale, lean way back, let the arms straighten out on your own. So it's seated cat-cows. Hallie was wondering if we could give the spine some extra care and attention today, so we'll add that in. Then we come to a flat neutral back. Let's extend your arms out to the sides like airplane wings, in line with the shoulders. Take your left hand over your head and hold on to your right ear. And then gently pull your right ear away from your right shoulder, so you're creating this lateral flexion in your cervical spine. Breathing into the muscle on the side of the neck, the SCMs. Should feel really good if you have your head hanging forward all day long, or you have any chronic neck tension. We switch sides. Breathe. The breathing process helps us break through those barriers of resistance. And then we release, come to center. We'll take your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and gently draw your chin towards your chest. Try not to let the trapezius muscles creep up into the neck and the ears. Soften them down. Release your arms by your side. Switch the crossing of the legs. So relax the arms. We'll take the left hand to the outer right knee and reach your right arm behind you. Set it on the floor. Inhale, lift the chest. Then exhale, twist. I have to be super nice to Hallie because the last few classes she's been a student, I've just like destroyed people's abs. So I gotta make up for it. Take a big inhale and exhale, switch sides. She texted me and was like, Tamal, it's been 3 days and my abs are still sore. Let's come back to center. Let's come on to all fours, your hands and your knees. Some of you will pop into it, some of you will shuffle into it. Take an inhale, lift your head, dip the belly, then exhale, tuck and round. Back and forth on your own. Traditional cat-cows. Think about keeping your arms straight and strong as you're rolling through the cat-cow so that we're not wasting any unnecessary energy in our biceps or pectoralis muscles. We're not trying to do push-ups here. And come to a flat neutral back. Let's stand up on your knees and shins like you would stand on your feet. Those of you who have a block or a towel at home, you can take it and wedge it between your inner thighs, kind of high up towards your groin area. And then we'll take your hands to your lower back. Today, have your fingers point down and use your hands to move the flesh of the top part of your glutes towards the earth, creating this posterior tilt. Then hug your elbows inward. Then inhale, lift the chest and gently tilt the chin back. Just opening up that upper spine area with our modified variation of Camel Ustrasana. Not doing the full one yet because we're still warming up. Come to center. Let's get on all fours, your hands and knees. You can move the block if you have one. Let's tuck your toes, lift the knees, find downward facing dog. So if you want to pedal out the legs, shift your weight side to side, do any fidgeting that feels appropriate. And then just settle with your legs hips width apart, heels disappear behind the toes, the arms are shoulder width apart, fingers point forward, the hands spread wide. The forearms should lift, the upper outer arms wrap down and around, the belly goes in, the hips move back, the thigh bones move back. And then on an inhale, let's drift to plank, top of a push-up. Stack the shoulders over the wrists. If you need to put your knees to the floor, you can. Let the forearms start to hug inward while the upper outer arms wrap back. The front ribs and the belly goes in, so there's a little bit of bracing. Same thing we did before in camel, the tailbone should scoop towards your inner thighs. The sternum draws forward and we breathe. Take a big inhale. Then exhale, downward facing dog. So we'll run through some basic vinyasas to create more of the back bends, the more of the opening of the spine. On an inhale, drift to plank. And as you exhale, lean out, lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bends. Exhale, down dog. 1 more, just breath cues. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So that looks great. We'll lift the right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee and open up the hip. Notice if your chest is opening up. Think about lifting your left armpit just a little bit more and then wrapping the right tricep down so the torso stays square. Come up high on your left toes. Bring the right knee to your nose. Step your foot through. Drop the left knee to the floor, release your left toes, scoot the left leg way back, and then reach your arms to the sky. So if you feel some discomfort in your left knee, you can always fold the corner of your mat up or maybe put a towel or something underneath the patella just for extra padding. Otherwise, the hips are sinking forward and down, but we're trying to pull the right hip bone away from the right thigh bone, as there tends to be this deep crease, which is a sign of compression there. We want everything to breathe, to open up. Then we take the front ribs in, so the back ribs lift away from the kidneys. Just take your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, anchor your hands down, then pull your arms straight back. And then if you want, you can tilt your chin a little bit, just so you're stretching the front of the throat. Not so much that we're dumping the back of our skull into the nape of the shoulder blades and compressing in the cervical spine. We want a little bit of lift, a little bit of integrity there, because if we dump in all the sensitive curves, it's going to be not such a productive day. Let's look forward, reach your arms up to the sky and pause. Tuck your back toes, let's pick up your back knee. So we want just some slack. Doesn't have to be a lot in the back leg, enough so that we can continue the posterior tilt. We don't want to be dumping in our lower back. Always being sensitive to the lumbar. Then we want to frame in the outer hips. That means we don't want our hips swinging right or left. We want them stationary. Both frontal hip points point forward and not steering our hips off to the side. As the arms get straighter, the skin of the side body gets longer, but the shoulders should get softer. Then we do the same thing here. Arms go behind the back. We interlace the fingers, pull the arms down, clearing the shoulders. Then the arms pull back, so the pectoralis muscles and the collarbones and the front of the shoulder, the anterior deltoid starts to open. There's this lift of the chest. We're creating this mild upper back bend. Let's reach your arms up to the sky. Then exhale, hands come down to the ground. Let's step back to plank. Let's lower chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. So let's lift your left leg up. We'll bend the knee, open up the hip. Think about squaring the torso, lifting that right armpit more. Come up high on the right toes. Bring the left knee to the nose. Step it through. Drop the right knee, release the right toe, scoot the right leg back so you're creating space, and then reach your arms to the sky. So it's all the same stuff. We're reminiscing about what we did on the first side. If you want to put a cushion underneath the right knee, that's a good option. The hips are sinking forward just so that we're ensuring the left knee rests over the left ankle, but again, we also want to pull the left hip bone away from the left thigh bone. We knit the front ribs in and the bottom tip of the sternum, the xiphoid, down, but we lift the top part of the sternum up. Draw the arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, hopefully the opposite grip you did before, the non-prone way. Anchor the hands down, then pull the arms back. Yes. And breathe. We reach the arms up to the sky, tuck your back toes, pick up your back knee, keep a little slack in the back leg. So again, we're always looking for the neutral pelvis. If you ever look at the anatomy of the pelvis, it looks like a fishbowl. And if it's tilted, if we're dumping in our low back, it's spilling all the water out. We want to draw the tail under so the fishbowl is level. And again, we frame in the outer hips. It's very common for the left hip to swing way out to the left. You want to hug it a little bit to the right and then steer the right hip forward, just so it's all kind of set in place. Take the arms behind the back, interlace the fingers, anchor the hands down, pull the arms straight back, and then maybe lift the chin a little. Sometimes encouraging that natural curve in the cervical spine by lifting your nose up a little bit snooty is good. Let's reach your arms up. Then exhale, hands come down. Let's step back. Let's lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a big inhale through your nose. Hold your breath at the top. And then out of the mouth. Let's come up high on the toes. Let's bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or spring. Inhale, glancing out. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, open the arms and rise. Then exhale, prayer in front of the heart. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So like always, we're going to casually run through a few rounds of these. Let's come up high on the toes, bend the knees, look forward, exhale, step or spring. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, open the arms and rise. Exhale, prayer in front of the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we got one more. Come up high on the toes, bend the knees, look forward, exhale, step or hop. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, open the arms and rise. Exhale, prayer in front of the heart on your own. Once you finish this round, we'll all meet in downward facing dog, regrouping there. Perfect. Let's step your feet together. Let's drift to plank. Kick both heels to the right. Send your left arm up to the sky. So if you want to modify, you can always drop your right knee to the floor underneath your right hip for more support, or you can take your top leg and slide it in front of the right leg, just like Hallie's doing. Otherwise, we dorsiflex the feet. We draw the right hip a little more to the right, so the left hip drifts towards the left. The skin of the side body gets longer. We take the top arm and reach it overhead. Joy. Let's reach the left arm up, left hand down, switch sides, both heels kick to the left, the right arm reaches to the sky, modify accordingly. Dorsiflex the feet, so the fronts of the shins engage, the left hip pulls back, the right hip drifts to the right, the front ribs hug in, the top arm reaches overhead. Notice if your neck and your head is drooping, that also creates too much tension. It's an unnecessary lateral flexion where we're just tensing and putting our head in an awkward position. So get long through the sides of the neck and reach your right arm up. Right hand down, top of a push-up, pause. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up, bend the knee, open up the hip, come up high on the left toes. Bring the right knee to the nose, shoulders over wrists. Step it through. Drop the left knee, release your left toes, scoot the left leg back, and then reach to the sky. I know we keep coming here. So we've been doing these kind of back bend motions and movements. Now we're going to do something else that's going to stretch the space between the shoulder blades, the rhomboids. So you reach your arms forward, right elbow under the left, intertangle, either go palm to palm or knuckle to knuckle. We lift the elbows up and we pull the forearms away from us. And now you can start to tilt your torso back, maybe lift the chest a little bit. Putting in all the good stuff today. So we look forward, keep your eagle, tuck the back toes, pick up the back knee. Again, just a little bit of slack in the back leg. Some people will be able to straighten their back leg completely out and create the posterior tilt, but for most of us, we won't. It doesn't mean one's right or better. It's just we always want to be mindful of the lumbar. Once you find your stability again, maybe lift the chest, maybe tilt the head back a little. Inhale, reach your arms up, untangle, then exhale, hands come down. Let's step back, let's lower Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's lift the left leg up. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Come up high in the right toes, knee to nose, then step it through. Drop the back knee, release the right toe, scoot the right leg back, then reach to the sky. And the beauty of this is the whole lower part of the structure is exactly the same. We just keep changing what we're doing with the torso, the trunk of everything. So we reach the arms forward, right, left elbow under right, intertangle, go palm to palm or knuckle to knuckle, lift the elbows up, pull the forearms away, then maybe find the upper back bend. I almost forgot which side we were on. That wouldn't have been good. I felt the tension in the air and I was like, oh, I'm getting this wrong. Better mix it up. Now keep the eagle, look forward, tuck your back toes, pick up the back knee, yes. Then reestablish the sense of cobra, up dog, camel pose, and the upper torso. Then we untangle the arms, inhale, reach them to the sky, then exhale, hands come down, we step back, and we lower chaturanga, inhale, back bend, exhale, downward facing dog. So that looks great. Let's take a big inhale through the nose and hold your breath at the top. And then out of the mouth. Come up high on the toes, bend your knees, look forward, exhale, step or float, inhale, glance out. Exhale, fold in, inhale, chair pose, sit low, reach high. Exhale, stand up, same exhale, prayer in front of the heart. Surya Namaskar B, inhale, chair pose. Exhale to folds. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through, back heel down, inhale, rise, warrior pose. Exhale, hands come down, we step back, we lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through, inhale, rise, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, hands come down, chaturanga, dandasana. Up dog. And then exhale, downward facing dog. We've got one more round coming. Let's rise high on the toes, bend your knees, look forward, exhale, step or hop. Inhale, glance out. Exhale, fold in, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand up, same exhale, prayer in front of the heart. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Inhale, rise, warrior A. Exhale, hands come down. We step back. We lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it through. Inhale, rise, last one. Exhale, hands come down. We step back. We lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's lower to all fours, your hands and knees. Stand on your shins and knees. Grab your block or a towel and wedge it in between your thighs. We'll set up for camel again. So, hands with your fingers pointing down. You press the low back and the top portion of the glutes to the flesh down. The elbows hug in. And then with your inhale, you lift the head, you lift the chest. If you want more, you can put your hands in the heels. You're warm enough now. Sometimes it's like, where are the heels? I'm trying to find those things. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of camel pose, but we're just doing it anyway today. It's for my body. You guys may love it. If your hands are in your heels, place them back in the low back, and let's come all the way up. Let's come onto all fours. Ditch your block to the side. Let's do some cat-cows. Inhale, lift the head, dip the stomach. Exhale, tuck and round, back and forth on your own. Come to a flat neutral back. Let's extend the right leg behind you. Reach the left arm forward in front of you. This will also have a back bend action in it. Bend the right leg, reach back with the left hand, catch the ankle, drive the right shin bone back as you lift the chest more. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, reach your arm forward, extend the leg back. Take another inhale, then exhale, set it all down. Turn your fingers to point towards your knees. We'll do cat-cows with the reverse position of the hands. Inhale, lift the head, tip the belly, and exhale, tuck and round. Come to a flat neutral, back, turn your fingers to point forward, extend the left leg behind you, reach your right arm forward in front of you. Bend the left leg, reach back with the right hand, catch the ankle, drive the shin back, lift the chest. Take a big inhale, then exhale, reach your arm forward, extend the leg back. Take another inhale, and then exhale, set it all down. Tuck your toes, lift the knees. Let's find downward facing dog. Let's follow with an inhale. Hold your breath at the peak. Then out of the mouth. Lift the right leg up, bend the knee, open up the hip. Come up high on the left toes, and since we're doing so many back bends and stuff, let's flip your dog. Drop the right foot to the left, take the right hand off the mat, reach it up and overhead, lift from the chest. Let's come back to the three-legged dog, right hand to the mat, right leg to the sky, square the hips, lunge the right foot between your hands, drop the left knee, again, release the left toe, scoot the left leg back, and then come all the way up, reach to the sky. So we're going to open up the side body. It's also going to be this beautiful lateral flexion for the spine. We'll take our right hand to our right hip bone. And I want you to not only press the right hip bone down, but slightly to the left. And then you're going to lean your torso to the right. You should notice the lengthening of all the tissue on the left side of your body. The serratus muscles, which look like finger imprints, right underneath your pectoralis muscles on your ribs, the lat muscles, intercostal muscles. Come back to center, reach your right arm up. Take your hands at prayer. Hook the left elbow to the outside of the right knee, twist. Get the elbows stacked and apply more pressure with your top hand down into your bottom hand. And when you do that, you'll find your thumbs closer to the heart center of the sternum. Now we tuck the back toes, we pick up the back knee, press the left thigh bone into the hamstring. So for this one, we want to get that back leg straight as can be. So you're firing it up and pulling through the inner left heel back. Getting long through your side body. If you want more, you can open your arms up or wrap it up if that's in your practice. And we breathe. Having a good time. Thinking crescent pose. Inhale, come all the way up, reach to the sky. Then exhale, hands come down. Pause, standing splits, left leg goes up. Walk your hands towards the right leg, get nice and close. Slide the right hand to the right, slide the left hand to the left. So your arms are wide. Cup the floor with the fingers, and then dip your chest, your sternum towards the right shin bone. Let your elbows bend and flare out to the sides. Now, draw the chest forward. You guys aren't going to like this one, but we're doing it. Bend the right knee a lot. Keep the left leg straight a lot. Take your hands at prayer. Bent knee warrior 3. Let those hamstrings and glute muscles fire up. Try to get your shoulder blades the height of the hips. Yes. And then on an inhale, stand up. And as you exhale, set the left foot next to right. Ouchie. Shake it out. Let's turn to the left and open your legs wide. About 4.5 feet apart. Take your arms out to the sides like wings. Palms face down, turn your right toes to the front of the mat, bend the right knee to 90, find warrior two. So we want to widen the stance enough so that your right thigh is parallel with the floor. Then we set up front heel to back heel. If you want to go old school way, front heel to back arch. The back foot turns in at like 10 degrees, just a little bit. Press the left thigh bone into the hamstring. Extend forward through the inner right thigh, hug the outer right hip in. Tailbone carves under, frontal hip points elevate up, chest lifts. So, do a lot of the things we did earlier. Take your arms behind your back, interlace the fingers, pull the arms down, and then straight back towards the right. So the sternum and collarbones, everything starts to open. This is so good for us if we've got poor posture through the day, or we've got like computer net going, or Instagram net going, anterior head carriage going, coffee making going. Allie works at a coffee shop, head down. Let's come back to warrior two. Now you're going to reach your arms to the left, right elbow under the left intertangle, knuckle to knuckle, palm to palm, your choice. Elbows lift, forearms pull away. And we sit a little deeper. Doing it everywhere. Come back to warrior two. Turn your right palm up, reach it up, drop the left hand to left thigh. Pause in reversed warrior. This is, again, that beautiful lateral flexion. If this is too much for you, you can always take your left hand to your left hip bone and press the left hip bone down a little bit, and that's going to lift the right hip bone up. It's like a little seesaw or teeter-totter, and that's going to help separate that deep crease or compressiveness that tends to happen with your right thigh bone joining the right hip. Take a big inhale, and exhale, windmill the hands down. Let's get out of there, step back to plank, and let's lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we'll lift the left leg up, we'll bend the knee, open up the hip, come up high on the right toes, then flip your dog. Drop the left foot to the right, take the left hand off the mat, reach up and overhead, lift from your chest. Come back to the three-legged dog, left hand to the mat, left leg to the sky. You can bring the knee to the nose or lunge it forward. Drop the right knee, release the right toes, scoot the right leg back, then reach up. So we know where we're going. We've kind of jotted out our territory or our map here, our grid. You're going to take your left hand to your left hip. Press down and then slightly to the right as you tilt or lean your torso to the left, creating the lateral flexion. We breathe. Come back up to center. Reach your arms to the sky. Hands come to prayer. Hook your right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Get the elbows stacked. Now tuck your right toes. Pick up your right knee. Press the right thigh bone into the hamstring. Going in. If you want to open your arms or wrap it up, that's always an option for you if you want to magnify or intensify what you're experiencing. Now we have to press down through the feet to come up on an inhale, rise, crescent, reach to the sky, then exhale, hands down, standing splits, right leg pops up. Walk your hands towards the left leg, get close, get your arms nice and wide, cup the floor, dip the chest towards the left shin. We breathe. Draw your chest forward. Bend the left leg a lot. Keep the right leg straight. Take the hands at prayer. Oh, yeah. We are in it now. Let it cook for a second. Then Inhale, stand up, and as you exhale, set the right foot next to the left. Let's turn to the right, open the legs wide. Take your arms out to the sides like wings. Turn your left toes to the front of your space. Bend the left knee to 90. Find a deep warrior two. So the left thigh is parallel with the floor. Then front heel lines up with back heel or back arch, your call. The back foot angles in a little bit. We don't want the back foot parallel with the back edge of the mat. It's going to turn forward at different degrees depending on the standing pose. The inner right thigh spins back, but the right thigh bone also presses back. The inner left thigh travels forward. The outer left hip hugs in. Tail scoops under. Take your arms behind you. Interlace the fingers. Anchor the hands down and then pull them back or to the left, just so you're opening up the front side. Come back to warrior two. Reach your arms out to the right, left elbow under the right intertangle, palm to palm or knuckle to knuckle. Elbows lift, forearms pull away. And then we sit in that front leg. In a moment, I'm going to stand right here on top of the quadricep of Hallie. I'm just going to be up there like. Come back, warrior two. Turn your left palm up, reach it up, drop the right hand to right thigh, finding the lateral movement and breathing. So if you need to take your right hand and press it on the right hip, that's always a nice option. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, windmill hands down to the ground. We step back, we lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a big inhale through your nose. Hold your breath at the top. Out of the mouth. Let's lift your right leg up. Lunge the right foot between your hands. Drop the left knee. Release your left toes for a moment and scoot the left leg back. And then we're going to do splits here. So you're going to draw your hips back so that your hips stack directly over your left knee, not beyond it, and your front leg is straight. Dorsiflex your right foot so the right toes point straight up, and you're going to feel not only the front of the right shin engage, but the muscle fibers in your calves and hamstrings open up. If you have tight hamstrings, climb onto the fingers, or if you have blocks or books, you can put your hands on those. Not only are we steering our hips forward like they're headlights, but we're trying to hug the upper inner legs closer together, the points of the thighs closest to the groin. And then we rebend your front knee. Find pigeon. Walk your right foot to the left. Drop the right knee to the right. Go to your forearms, lie all the way into it. Settling in here for about a minute. Coming down the mountain, guys. And breathe. Let's come onto your hands. Tuck your back toes, pick up your back knee, find downward facing dog. Let's lift the left leg up. Lunge the foot between the hands, drop the right knee to begin with, release your right toes, and it's important to scoot the right leg back and then go for the half splits, the Ardha Hanumanasana, stacking the hips over the right knee, straightening the front leg, dorsiflexing the left foot, pulling the left hip back, guiding the right hip forward. If you need to put your hands on props, go for it. Rebend your front knee, find pigeon, walk your left foot to the right, drop the left knee to left, we'll settle in. We'll come onto your hands. Tuck your back toes, find downward facing dog. Let's lower to all fours, hands and knees. You can cross one ankle over the other, sit behind your feet, swoop your legs through to the front. Extend your legs out in front of you, grab a hold of your butt, move your glutes back, move the bottoms of your thighs out. Inhale, reach your arms up. Then exhale, hinge and fold forward, Paschimottanasana. If you can touch your toes, hold the outer edges of your feet and pull that back as you press the inner edges of your feet forward. And from here you can sit up. Let's scoot forward, let's lay on your back. Bend your knees, set your feet on the floor, heels to your butt, plant the palms on the ground by your sides. Inhale, lift the hips. You can interlace your fingers underneath the back, tuck the upper arm bones underneath you, or if you want a deeper back bend, you can take upward facing bow Urdhva Dhanurasana as an alternate. You want to ensure that your toes are pointing forward no matter what back bend we're in. Or maybe the toes turn slightly inward. We just don't want the feet turning outward. That compresses the lower back. Again, it becomes counterproductive. The tailbone draws forward, the inner thighs roll down. Take an inhale, lift a little more, then exhale, come on down. Let's hug the knees to the chest. Let's take happy baby. Arms go split between your legs. You hold the outer edges of your feet. Pull the knees down by your ribs. Feet are wider than hips. Notice if your butt is lifting off the floor. Try sinking the sacrum down. And then if you notice your low back is popping up, think about drawing in your belly to descend the lumbar down. Plug the shoulder blades into the upper back so you widen the sternum and collarbones. And you sink the back of the shoulder, the posterior deltoid, towards the floor. Press the inner feet towards the sky, pull the outer feet towards the earth. So much of yoga is just directional. Hug your knees to your chest. Release your left leg out, only hug the right knee in. Send your right arm out to the right. Look to the right, twist the right knee across the body to the left. We switch sides. Hug the left knee into your chest. Hug both knees into your chest. Place your forehead onto your knees. Take a very big inhale. And hold your breath. Squeeze everything, all tension, all stress, all anxiety into one little ball. And then let it all go. Sprawl open. Shavasana. You've arrived. And this is the time, this is the place where we take advantage of resting. Usually we get these opportunities to rest and we distract ourselves throughout the day. For instance, maybe you're at work and they give you a 15-minute little break, and instead of closing your eyes, laying on your back, sitting in meditation, we get on our phone. Scroll through Instagram. Shavasana gives us this rare opportunity where we just disconnect, we unplug. Letting our body rejuvenate and revitalize from the inside out. Rest. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Raghupati Raghava, Raj Ram, Patita Pavana Sita Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Govindam Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavan Ish Vrisha Banu Suti Devi Pranamami Vipriye. Jayarada Madhava Kunjabi Hare Gopijana Vallava Girivardhare Yasoda Nandana Rajajana Ranjana Jamurtira Vanajare. Together, take a big inhale through your nose. Hold your breath. Let it go. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, bring movement back to the body. With your eyes still shut, let's roll over to your right side. With your eyes still closed, let's come up to seated. Sit up tall, take your hands at prayer in front of your heart. Follow your breath. Taking time to reflect, be contemplative. Be honest not only with other people, but your own self. Look at our bad habits and things we need to change. Clearing out all the cobwebs of unwanted things. Whether that's behavioral characteristics, selfishness, being short-tempered. Going through the checklist of the things we want to detox from ourselves, from our life, and look at the things we want to add in, meditating, reflecting, spiritual activities, the things that we know that are going to help us truly change and become the person we really want to be. I call it svadhyaya, or introspection. And it's encouraged that it's done daily, not monthly, weekly, yearly. Consistency is key in everything. Something to think about, food for thought. Take a big inhale. Hold your breath. Let it go. Namaste.